I'm from Egypt and welcome to my channel. And in today's video is all about the most significant place in Alexandria city and also historical place that is Roman theater. And we call it Roman amphitheater. Let's start with the story in the beginning of the story. It was discovered by coincidence in the year of 1960 when a group of workers went to remove a pile of dust. Why? Because they wanted to build a governmental building. And after that, there were discovered this place, this magnificent place. And also, this place it was used and was constructed from the 4th century AD until 7th century AD. It was in service. And let's go deeper and see. So, what was for? Okay, so in Roman era, it was used for musical concerts and poet competition and so on. And also, this place would have stood on that dome, as you can see, and the dome was used for to protect the people from the rain and so on. And as I said before, in it era, in Roman era, it was used as an concerts and for concert and poet competition and singing and so on. And it was used an Odeon, which means a Greek place were very famous or were before in Greek periods for musical concerts and so on. To see the elements or the architecture now. So as you can see, it consists of 13 rows and 33 and a half diameters. And also, these places were made of white marble from European marbles. And so as we can see, there was an orchestra, which means a place for a musical concert, and the floor was made of a music. And also, as you can see, in each place or in each side there were two rooms, and also these rooms also were made for the conference halls in the Byzantium. And as you can see here in the uppermost, there were 5 compartments. 5 compartments were made of granite that were from Aswan, made out from the granite from Aswan. So, 133, when Alexander came here, this great avenue was built, and also this avenue was the center of Alexandria, because all the wood were merged and led to this street. This is the center of Alexandria, and I mean thousands of columns were lining up, and there were a magnificent place lining up with columns, and until now. And the most, I think, for me, is the most important place in Alexandria, and these columns were remained from the thousands of columns. Move to the Roman bath in the theater. So I think this is the most important and interesting place. So we'll start with the tanks. So this place in the south of the bath or the Roman bath, there were tanks, and the water was drained from the bath, reached to the holes, passing through the pipes, and so you may wonder, they were filled with fire ashes. Why? To purify the water and reuse it as a recycle. Now, the courtyards will find a black basalt fountain, which is a circular basin with a square opening for exit the water. And also, the fountain were decorated with some flutes. To the right of the fountain, you could see a small basin with lower steps for washing feet. So now we will start with the the stages of the Roman bather. So as you can see, this region is called amphitheater. Amphitheater, I think you will find that amphitheater is a little bit bizarre terms because it's Roman terms. So amphitheater, which means a room for changing clothes. Okay, so the bather will start with changing their clothes, and there were niches for storing their equipment and also their clothes. So and this room were made of limestones, and there were a middle in the middle a pillar were stand on a circular platform. But the remaining of this room were damaged because of because of there were earthquake in this time. Okay. And after that, the bather will go to another steps, which you can see frigidarium. So a frigidarium, which means a cold room, which has a cold plunge pool. The bather would sit here briefly before enter the before entered another steps. And unfortunately, these rooms were damaged also. And this room in the southwest corner, and its walls covered with double of layer of mortar mixed with marble powder. And as you can see, this is a frigidarium also. Let's go to another step. So the bather would be here in the tapedarium. Tapedarium means a warm room, or has a hot temperature, which were created by heated floors and walls. And although there were no bath in this room, and the function of this room was to prepare the body for the hotter temperature to the come in the next room. Okay, let's start with the heating system. So as you can see, the heating system underground is consists of underground chambers, and through which the air circulated. And this system called hypocast. Hypocast is a Roman system for heating the Roman bath. And it was okay. There were rooms, and they were supported by a network of small bricks, in which air circulated coming from the oven. And there were and the underground chambers was over a meter, and the temperature that the air reached must have been about 30 degrees. Embedded in the wall were clay pipes. There were clay pipes which allowed for the circulation of the warm air, let the furnace smoke pass through the chimney. Final steps of the bather: a caldarium. A caldarium was a room with a hot plunge bath, used for a Roman bath complex. And this hot room, the bather would wear slippers on their feet to stop getting burned because the heating of the room. And the room would have always be steamy, much like a modern sauna today. And this room was always a mix of furnaces, so it could create a maximum heat in the room for the bather. And that's it for my video. I hope my video will help for you, and see you for the next part of the Roman theater in Alexandria.